Hi, this is Elizabeth May here in Vancouver Centre with our wonderful candidate Lisa Barrett, who happens to be my shadow cabinet critic on foreign policy. She's a lawyer, she understands international trade agreements, former mayor. Let me just say, having watched the Munk Debate, what a travesty. Key issues are really not understood by the main three parties. They call them the main parties. I don't know why. Greens are running in every riding. We have seats in the House of Commons. We're shut out of the corporate debates, but it's all right. We can still reach you through social media. The kinds of issues we should be discussing are investor-state agreements and the threat they pose to our sovereignty. We should be talking about Canada's role in the world as a peacekeeper, as a party that understands, and as a country that understands that we are stronger as a country when we attack poverty wherever it exists within Canada or across around the world. Working within the United Nations matters, and just in the last few days, Stephen Harper once again snubbed the United Nations during the very important summit on sustainable development. I'm here to tell you that Lisa Barrett, the Green Party candidate for Vancouver Centre, is your best bet. She really understands these issues, and I just wanted to say a few words about what she would have said had she been in the Munk Debate with the Liberals, the NDP, and the Conservatives.
Well, I think that I would have echoed a lot of your tweets, and I really appreciated that we did have a voice. The Green Party had a voice in spite of being locked out of those debates. And it's interesting that they were locked out by a corporate interest,
Yes.
and a corporate interest that is going around the world and using those trade agreements to the advantage of the corporation that is already quite well taken care of in Canada with very low taxation rates, and goes and exploits other countries.
In case people don't know what you mean, the corporate interest, for instance, being Barrick Gold.
Barrick Gold, and Barrick Gold's former president, Peter Munk, founded the Munk School, which was the founding partners for the Munk Debates. So we want to look at the bigger issues. We want to look at climate change as it relates to the problems that we're facing with our foreign policy. Our foreign policy is supporting the kind of military interventions in places like Syria and Iraq, where Canadian warplanes shot and killed, bombed 27 innocent civilians. This is not helping. The Canadian government has sent our troops over to this area where people are already suffering from climate change. The reason the Syrians have such a serious problem is because they have moved out of their farmland, their once rich farmland that has suffered 4 years of drought, because we continue to exacerbate climate change here by our exploitation and sale of tar sands oil, and then the Syrians and other people across North Africa are suffering these terrible droughts, and they're only going to get worse. So our response should not be to further inflict suffering on these people by our military intervention. We have opportunities to intervene in ways that are humanitarian, to bring people from Syria that we are responsible for inflicting that suffering to Canada. Let's turn those military boats, we've got military ships there, we've got aircraft, we have the means to bring, how many did we say we would bring in? 40,000?
Over the next 5 years.
We
should open our doors, but we must. I know that a lot of Canadians are worried. Stephen Harper has fanned the flames of fear and division, as ever. And yes, people are afraid, and ISIS is an abomination. It is an appalling terrorist organization. But it's involved in a civil war against a dictator, Bashar al-Assad, who's killed 8 times more people than the people ISIS has killed. Neither side in this civil war can be supported. The only solution is peace, and in the meantime we can do the security checks to make sure that the refugees that we welcome to Canada are the people who will enrich our society, want to live here, work here, and help make Canada stronger, as every wave of immigrants have always done. So I'm really proud to be here with Lisa, and I urge you to look at Vision Green, our document online, look at our platform in this election campaign, and decide if it isn't the Green Party that's the party you were always hoping for.
Woo.